the Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually do it? Could they go on a run and win the Super Bowl?
I'm all in on the Bucs. I am. And here's the thing. When you look at the best teams in the conference, do those teams want to be in a hurry to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I'm thinking about the Philadelphia Eagles and knowing how the Bucs have ended the Eagles season a couple of times over the last 3 years. I don't think that Philly really wants that smoke. And let's remember, earlier in the season, the Eagles went down to Tampa and they got worked again.
A few weeks ago, when both Mike Evans and Chris Godwin went down, everyone thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were done for. But nope. Once again, we learned why you can never count Baker Mayfield out. And yeah, Tampa Bay really could be headed into the postseason riding high on a 7-game win streak. And I mean, you don't want to let Baker Mayfield start feeling dangerous before the big stage. As a Browns fan, it hurts me to see all this success. But I'm really happy for Baker. He deserves every bit of this. I really am about done with the Browns and the Haslams. It's just an embarrassment of an organization, and they gave up on the best QB they ever had in a heartbeat for a guy with over 20 allegations. But that is why the Browns will always be the Browns, and I'm just about done. I hope it wouldn't be considered bandwagon to pull for Baker in the playoffs, but even outside of him, the Buccaneers are just an easy team to root for. They have a lot of players that I like, and so many people have been stepping up in the absence of Chris Godwin. And dropping 40 points on the Chargers is something not many teams can do. So I want to talk about what some of the keys to the Bucs' recent success have been. I want to recap that big win over LA and so much more. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers, we're getting super close, and with your support, I believe that we can get there. Alright, so to recap the recent dominant offensive explosion that we all just witnessed, Baker threw the first touchdown pass of the game on a 26-yard pass to Jalen McMillan. The Chargers did respond midway through the first though when Justin Herbert hit Ladd McConkey for a 7-yard TD. Early in the second, Baker got the offense into LA territory. They couldn't get in the end zone, but Chase McLaughlin was able to drill a 22-yard field goal to put Tampa up 3. And the Chargers matched those points as well, tying the game up at 10 with 8:47 to go in the second. And the Chargers a minute later actually turned a Baker interception into 7 points when Herbert hit the legend himself, Quentin Johnston. I'm completely being sarcastic, in the end zone for the touchdown. But little did we know, that was it for them. Right before halftime, the Bucs tacked on 3 more points to pull within 4. And then the big play happened. Baker hit Mike Evans to the left for a 57-yard touchdown to put the Bucs on top 20-17. And then after another defensive stop, Chase McLaughlin would get some more work in, drilling a 42-yard field goal to put the Bucs up 6. And then right before the end of the third quarter, Baker again hit Mike Evans, who would continue his huge day for a 35-yard touchdown. But that was not all. With about 7 minutes left in the game, Rachaad White out of the backfield would get a receiving touchdown, and McLaughlin would hit another field goal to get the Bucs to 40. So yeah, dominant performance by everyone. They played a nearly perfect second half. Baker Mayfield ended the game with 313 total yards and 4 touchdowns. Bucky Irving rushed for 117 yards, White rushed for 64, and receiving wise, Mike Evans led the way with 159 yards and 2 touchdowns, and McMillan was right behind with 75 yards and a touchdown. And shout out to Chase McLaughlin, who was a perfect 4 for 4 on field goals. Defensively, Levante David was an absolute beast with 8 tackles, 4 assists, and 1.5 sacks. The next highest Buck had 4. That's how dominant he was. Jamal Dean had an interception, and Logan Hall also had 1.5 sacks as well. All around, this was a full display of what the Bucs have been building towards all season. They have just been so resilient and have responded to all the punches thrown at them through the first half of the season. The Bucs appeared much more focused and poised. Several key factors drove this notable turnaround. First and foremost, the offense displayed crisp execution from the start, and they got better as the game went on. Baker, who had previously been a little prone to forcing throws into tight coverage or hesitating at critical moments, delivered a more balanced and confident effort. Though he still had an interception, his overall control of the offense was significantly better. He made quick reads, found open receivers, and allowed his playmakers to operate effectively in space. Another substantial difference came from the ground game. In earlier matchups, the running attacks sometimes sputtered due to inconsistent run blocking and questionable decision making at the line. But against that Chargers, the offensive line executed their assignments at a very high level, creating lanes for the running backs and enabling the Buccaneers to control the tempo of the game. There really has been a shift that has taken place behind the scenes. In previous matchups, the Bucs kind of seem to often get in their own way, allowing minor setbacks like turnovers or a stalled drive to spiral into larger issues that affected the entire team. But in this game, Tampa refused to let early mistakes become defining moments. Instead, they bounced back quickly, showing renewed focus and poise after an interception or a lost fumble. This response reflected a clear improvement in their overall mentality and confidence, and it really showed on the scoreboard. And that leads me to what I'm about to say, and that is that Tampa Bay is a real Super Bowl contender. Obviously, they are at the lower tier of the convo as of right now, but when people are talking about the Super Bowl, they talk about the Lions, they talk about the Eagles, the Chiefs are in the convo a little bit, but the Bucs are not a team most would think of. So if you bet and want to get the most bang for your buck, Tampa Bay is a great pick. They have just about as many weapons as anyone, the defense has really been starting to come together, and Baker has been playing like his head's on fire. We have already seen the Bucs own the Eagles in the past. They beat them again already this season, and come playoff time, if they match up, I just don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to get over the mental hurdle of beating them. I think the Bucs could easily win, and from there, I think they could take things even further, unlike years past. I think they have a lot more of a rushing attack this season, which has led to a way more dynamic offense with multiple ways to beat you. Mike Evans returned to the team from a hamstring injury after the bye week. Evans of course re-signed with the team on a 2-year deal over the offseason, shortly after Mayfield re-upped for another 3 years. The duo already had a deep connection following last season, but it's been even stronger this year. That of course is partially due to the fact that Godwin was lost for the season following an ankle injury at the end of that loss to the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football. Other players that have emerged in this scheme include tight end Cade Otton, second-year guard Cody Mock, and rookie running back Bucky Irving, who has kind of become a meme. Otton leads the team with 59 catches, 7 more than Evans, for 600 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's on course for a career year and has also built a powerful connection with Baker. Looking ahead at the schedule, the next game will be at AT&T Stadium against the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have had a very weird season. It's hard to tell if they're trying to win or if they're trying to tank. Obviously, this is a game that Tampa Bay should win, but they can't take anything lightly. They will have to step on the Cowboys' throats, and they will have to throw punches from start to finish. Basically, they just have to rinse and repeat what they did to the Chargers. Here's what some of the other guys and media had to say about the win.
Those guys are doing a very good job adapting. 3 coordinators in 3 years is a lot for anybody, but those guys are good football players and they're smart football players. And the coaches we bring in, we try to bring in teachers.
Yeah, I mean they're playing extremely well right now. Obviously, I mean you hit on it. Those guys on the edge that the Chargers had, some really good edge rushers and guys that have a lot of stats. But our guys are great, and we trust them. Interior guys, I mean Ben, Graham, and Cody have continued to improve as the weeks have gone on, and yeah, we just continue to lean on those guys. And we followed their lead in the second half there when we just kept running the ball.
At home, fire the cannons. I don't think there's outside of the realm of possibility, but that's a...
Offense is nice.
I know.
That's really all I got for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you'd like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.